Hi, I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining me for bedtime yoga tonight. Perfect right before bed, just to help unwind and help you get ready for a full night's sleep. So if you'd like to join me in a seated position to begin, sitting up nice and tall, I am sitting on a little cushion, helping the hips to stay open and the spine to stay nice and long and upright here. So checking in with yourself and how you're feeling today. Transitioning, closing your eyes. And taking a few slow, deep breaths in and out. And listening to the sound that your breath makes. We can practice what's called the Ujjayi breath, the breath that you can hear. It helps to bring a very nice, steady, even quality to both the inhale and the exhale, promoting that steadiness within your entire body and your mind too. On the inhale, slowly bring it in and down towards the belly. Pause for a moment, and on the exhale, release. If you're not sure how to practice Ujjayi, just breathe out through your mouth with the sound. And when you're exhaling next time, try to just breathe out through your nose, producing a similar effect there. Okay, we'll try for 2 more breaths. Focusing on lengthening out those exhalations. The longer exhalation equals a deeper relaxation through your body and as well your mind too. We're going to keep flowing with the breath. Keep coming back to it our entire practice here tonight. For now, we'll start rolling the head from side to side a few times. Just a nice gentle half circle. And if it does feel okay for you to fully rotate your head around, then go ahead and try that a few times. If it doesn't feel right, then just continue with that half circle. We'll switch direction. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders rolled back, chest open. This time we're gonna bring our left ear over the left shoulder. With your right arm, you can just reach out to the side a little bit behind you. And if you'd like, you can also go ahead and bring your left hand around to the side of your head. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, slowly release back to center. And we will position the head with the right ear in line over the right shoulder this time. Bring your left arm out to the side, a little bit back. You can slowly bring your right arm up and around. I'm not really putting much pressure at all on my head, just supporting the head, deepening the neck stretch just a little bit. Releasing any tension in your jaw. And one more breath here. Then we'll slowly release and come back to center. We'll take a few moments to roll the shoulders out. Helping with release any of that tension that we picked up today. Keep breathing slowly. And then we'll slowly release that. And we're going to lift the right arm straight up and slowly come over for a side bend. And on your next breath in, come back to center and slowly release, exhaling. On the next breath in, lift your opposite arm up and over. And breathing out to come into the stretch, holding for a few breaths. And on your next breath in, come back to center, releasing your arm on the exhale. And we'll let go of that. I'm going to just turn to the side. You can too, if you'd like to. I'm going to invite you to come into the butterfly pose now. The soles of your feet together, knees wide apart, sitting up nice and tall. So you can hold on to your ankles here, wherever you need to. If your hips are really tight, you just loosen them up with a bit of movement here, lifting your knees up and down or fluttering your knees more quickly up and down. Okay, and then we're going to slowly roll through the upper body. So flowing your body forward in a circle, flowing back in one direction. Inhale as you come forward, exhale as you come back. And then we'll reverse and move in the opposite direction, inhaling, circling forward, exhale back. And this time as you come forward, we might stay in a position. We'll just come centered over the feet for now. If you'd like, you have something nearby that you like to use. I always like to support my head for this one. Helps to release a lot of tension in the head, the neck, the shoulders, and the back too. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Anytime you're ready to come out, please do. Just take the bolster away now, slowly. We'll bring the legs out of that position. And we'll just bring the legs out in front with the knees bent, the hands behind, and do a little movement here for the legs. So slowly lower both legs to one side. Come back to center, lower to the other side. Just keep flowing here. And keep breathing. And this time, as you take your legs to one side, we're going to turn the head and look to the other side for a little bit of a twist. And slowly come back to center, dropping your knees to the other side, and slowly looking to the opposite side. And we'll come back to center and sitting up again, bringing the left leg in front, and I'm going to bring my right leg behind. So I'll show you from so it looks a little bit better here. I'm just going to slide my right knee back, bring the foot in towards the hip for a moment. I'm leaning right over to the left side. Pausing here. If you don't feel a stretch, you can slide your knee back a little bit more. You can also do a slight pelvic tilt, pulling the belly in. And then we'll release. And we're going to bring both legs out in front for a moment and roll through the ankles. And at the same time we're doing that, we can also roll through the wrists too. All right. And bring the right leg in and lean over to the right. Bring the left leg behind you now, foot in towards your hip. Feeling that stretch here. Pause for a few more breaths. When you're ready, we'll slowly release and let go through both legs again. And this time, just wiggle your legs from side to side, right from your hip joint. And see if you can just sit up nice and tall. If you do want to use a little bit of a lift under the hips to stay a little more open to your hips and your pelvis, you can do that. You're just going to come over a little bit into a forward bend. I can also recommend a variation where you keep your knees bent. I'm actually going to put the bolster underneath my knees and just come over your legs in a comfortable position. Again, if you want to support your head and you have something else, you can place a block right on top of your legs. And just pausing here for a few breaths wherever you're comfortable. It's a wonderful position, any forward bend actually, to help you more deeply relax. It helps to really calm the mind, helps you settle in so that you can get a better rest tonight. So just reaching a little bit more with your arms towards your feet, stretching through your back. And then you can slowly come up. We will take the bolster away. I'm going to do another pose here before we lie down. I'm just going to bring you over onto your hands and knees and move the hips a little bit more, rocking, circling through your hips. Okay, so your knees can be wider for this one. A little bit further back. And then we'll move in the opposite direction. So slowly rolling. This time when you sink your hips back, go straight back in the child's pose for a moment. If you want to add some support that you have right next to you, go for it. A couple more breaths here. You can start reaching your arms forward. Slowly transition up to tabletop again. Exhale, lift and arch your back. And inhale, slowly look forward. Couple more breaths here in the cat-cow. Okay, this time coming back to center, and we are going to lift the left arm. Slowly slide it over to the right so that you can come down and rest on that left shoulder, the left side of your head for thread the needle. Well, if you'd like, you can slide your right arm straight out in front, but if it feels better to keep it in towards your other arm, feel free to stay there. And slowly use the right hand to come all the way back up. And just realign yourself here. Coming into the pose on the other side, lifting your right arm up and then over to the left. Settle in here on your right arm, the right side of your head. Few deep breaths. Decide how you want to place your left arm. One more deep breath in and out. Okay, slowly bring your left hand to the floor, pressing into it to come up, arching your spine. And then slowly releasing that position. All right, we're gonna just flip the feet to the side so that we can come over onto the seat. And start to transition, but before you transition onto your back, if you have a belt, that would be really handy for the next few things that we're going to do once we get down on our back. So if you find that you're going to get cold at the end, feel free to have a blanket close by. Slowly roll down onto your back. And once you get there, just wiggle so that you can feel more of your spine sink down. Keep your knees bent to start. Just rock your head gently from side to side. Bring your arms up to the sides or keep the elbows bent. And this time as you turn your head to the right, we're going to slowly lower the legs to the left. And stay in that pose for a few breaths. And then slowly come back to center and turn your head to the left and slowly lower your legs to the right. And if you find that, again, that you want to add something, for your legs between the knees or underneath that bottom leg to help your legs and hips release a bit more. Feel free to do that. You can also bring your right hand to the top of that left leg or outside of that left knee. And slowly release, come back to center. And just for a moment, realign your back. You can bring your feet in towards your hips and plant your feet to lift your hips up and then slowly roll back down onto your back, centering your spine there. For the next few things, we're going to use our belt. So if you have a yoga belt, if you don't have an official yoga belt, you can grab anything that'll work, maybe a bathrobe tie or scarf or whatever you've got. You know, start on the right side, bringing the right knee in towards the chest and circling the right foot in both directions. And also flex the foot a few times, point the toes away, and then bring the toes in. And we're going to slide our belt on that foot. Okay, so I like to place the belt just below the toes and find our position here to start to straighten and lengthen that leg. If you want to bend a little bit and straighten, just helping to ease your body into this pose a little bit more. You can inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. And then you can decide just to hold it for a few breaths. You can keep that other leg bent, or you can straighten out, whatever you decide. You're positioning your legs so that you can feel a nice stretch right through. And gently pulling on the ends of the belt, centering the foot. Focusing on your breath. Come back to that ujjayi breath. That doesn't have to be super loud, but a breath that you can hear. From here, we're going to take both ends of the belt in the right hand and start to open that leg out to the right side. With the left side, you can also, with the knee bent, drop that leg over to the left to help keep you centered right through your lower back here, so you're not letting your left hip lift off. Okay. Just push straight out with your heel. A few breaths here. And then on your next inhale, come back to center. We're going to keep on this right leg here, but again, switching hands. So this time the ends of the belt in your left hand, right arm can go out to the side. We're coming into a bit of a twist, but even before I lift this right hip up, just bring that leg over a little bit to the left, pushing out through your heel. Well, if you'd like, you can start to lift that right hip up, going a little bit further down with that leg over to the left. Keep the left leg engaged. And before we release, from here, bend that left knee, or sorry, bend the right knee. Keep it over to the left in the twist. So I'm just lowering my foot down to the other leg for a moment. And then I'm going to place my foot just on the front, just on the thigh here as I slowly come back to center with both legs coming into this reclined pigeon pose. I don't need the belt for this one, but you can use it behind the leg if it's not comfortable to use your hands. Bring those legs in. So my right ankle is on the front of the left thigh. Coming back right back to the experience of your breath, staying rooted in your body. Staying present for whatever you're experiencing. We'll slowly release. We're going to lift up through the right leg and then slowly bring it down. And once you release your right leg, release your left leg too for a moment. Shake them out a bit. Just notice if you can feel different from the right side to the left side through your legs and your feet. We're going to bring the left knee slowly in towards the chest. And circle that ankle again. And flex and point your foot. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can place your belt on that foot. And start with a bit of movement, helping to loosen up these muscles, bending and straightening. Inhale to bend, exhale to straighten. And we're straightening the leg without locking the knee in place. There's no tightness or tension through the knee joint. So just keeping it open, soft. Same time, extending up through the heel, straightening a bit more through that leg. You can also pull the ends of the belt down a little bit at the same time. We'll hold for a few more breaths. Noticing anytime you feel a shift or release, you can always just maybe shift your leg a little bit more, a little straighter, a little bit closer towards your head, pulling on the ends of the belt. And then we'll bring both ends of the belt in the left hand and open that leg up slowly over to the left. You can also open up through the right leg. A deep breath here to help your body release into this pose a little bit more. When you're ready, slowly come back to center. And switch hands on the belt. You can straighten out through your right leg. Left arm moves out to the side. Come over just a little bit until you can feel you're in the perfect place here for starting this out. Soften and release tension, especially if your muscles are quite tight here on the outside of your leg. And you might notice you're tensing up other places like your jaw or your shoulders. Your hands just soften everywhere. If it feels good, you can start to lower that leg down. Maybe you're not ready for that yet. That's okay. And we can begin coming into that twist. This time I won't use the belt. I'll just drop my foot onto that other leg. If you want, alternately, you can bend both knees. But I like to come here and just engage through the right leg a little bit more, straighten it out. And then place your foot just on the front of your thigh. Slowly come back to center. As we do, we're ready for the reclined pigeon pose, ankle on the front of your thigh. And if you'd like, you can bring your legs in towards you, holding onto the back of the right leg. Nice long exhalation to help your body release more deeply into this pose. One more breath here. And then you can slowly release, lifting up through your left leg and slowly lower it down. Once your leg is released, release the other leg too and shake out a little bit. Wiggle out through your legs and your feet. And then completely soften and notice, observe how your legs are feeling right down from your hips all the way down to your feet. And we'll come into this one more pose before Shavasana. If you'd like to come into the reclined butterfly pose, you can do this one with support too, a few different ways. You can slide if you have a bolster or cushion or rolled up blanket, you can slide it underneath your legs. That's one variation that feels really nice. If you want to do something different for your upper body and you have some support to work with, you can lie over the bolster. So I'm going to keep my hips on the mat. The bolster comes right up against the lower back and you slowly come into this pose, which is really nice to help open the shoulders, the chest a little bit more support here. I've got some blocks I can place underneath the legs. Already I'm like, this feels nice. So I'm going to cover up. If you're cool, I recommend doing the same. We'll be here for a little bit more, about 5 minutes or so. We can also cover up the eyes if you've got something. And you can be in this reclined butterfly position as long as you're comfortable. Adding support can make a huge difference. So play around with it a little bit. Find what works for you. Commune with your breath. Let it come in and out. A little bit more naturally now. And continue to feel the wave-like motion of your inhale and exhale. Breathing in, bringing in a little bit more nourishment, and exhaling out any stress or tension. Breathing in, feeling the breath come in, and bringing in whatever you need the most. Breathing out, let the breath wash away any stress, any tension. Stay connected here. Stay aware of how you're feeling and how your breath is flowing. And again, anytime if you're still in the reclined butterfly, anytime you want to come out, you can just press your legs back together with your hands. You can release. If you're on the bolster, you can roll over onto your side and come down. Lying down in Shavasana for a few moments, you can transition. Take your bolster, whatever you've got, underneath your legs, helping to settle your lower back. If you find that you're starting to get really sleepy, you're ready for bed, it's that time for you, feel free to just transition now right to sleep. I don't want you to fall asleep on the floor here. So, but if you'd like, you can stay with me for a few more moments. Relaxing your body everywhere. As you notice, as you observe your body, helping your body to relax. And here, as we stay rooted in stillness, stillness leads us to our own inner peace. Developing a connection, a relationship to your inner center, your inner core, where peace resides. And knowing you can come back here anytime you need to. As you settle into bed tonight, come back. Come back to your breath. Come back to the present moment. For now, I'm gonna just invite you to start moving your body a little bit again. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers. You can stretch your arms over your head. And do anything that feels good. Okay, bring your knees in towards your chest again. We can slowly roll to the side. And then when you're ready, we've helped to reset our rhythm, our pace. So just keep it going with some slow movements, gently bringing yourself out. Take a moment and you can remind yourself to be grateful for everything that we have in our lives. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful sleep tonight, and we will see you again soon.